change you can count on.
Hurricane Sally is moving slowly across the southeast today. This is video from Alabama, and you can see it quickly overwhelming the area. The hurricane made landfall this morning as a Category 2 storm near Gulf Shores, Alabama. Good afternoon, I'm Gordon Lesh. In addition to the flooding, it's also leaving thousands of people without power as it slowly moves inland.
And I'm Peggy Finnegan. NBC's Jay Gray now has the latest from Mobile, Alabama.
Hey there, and thankfully right now a bit of a break from the rain. The wind's still gusting though, and you can see that behind me. Take a look. You can see it's still whipping the trees here and moving the lamppost back and forth a bit. As you move down to Mobile Bay, what you'll notice is that the wind is still pushing the water here as well. White caps on the bay here, and you can see that mist of the water that's still getting pushed around. And these are conditions that are going to continue for a while, not only here but across the region. Of course, this storm making landfall near Gulf Shores, Alabama, just before sunrise, and bringing with it violent winds, a mounting surf that really pushed the storm surge inland quite a bit there. And that storm surge added to the rain is going to cause, as the National Weather Service has alluded to, historic flooding in some of the low-lying areas that this storm has affected. Right next door in Orange Beach, they saw more of the same with the driving rain there. We've got flooding in several areas, and that water's not going to go anyway anytime soon. This storm has made landfall. It's just not real anxious to move away. That lingering, slow progression is going to add to what are already difficult conditions here. Power lines down across the region. We know close to 500,000 without power. And again, this is something the area is going to have to deal with for the next several days. That's the latest right now here in Mobile. I'm Jay Gray. Back to you.
Severe Weather Team 11 meteorologist Jessica Faith joins us now.
And Jessica, while the southeast deals with Sally, it's pretty quiet around here.
Yes, and we don't expect any impacts from Sally. Taking a look at Sally right now from satellite and radar, kind of hitting close home for me. I have family that live and are still in Gulf Shores, and Gulf Shores is where Hurricane Sally made landfall. You see a good bit of rain coming into central and south Alabama and also the panhandle of Florida. In about 15 minutes, I'll have an update on the track of Sally and where it is expected to go, and also additional impacts to the Gulf Coast. But here in western Pennsylvania, looking beautiful outside. Here's a live perspective right now as we're viewing outside in our tower cam. Still kind of hazy from the west coast smoke making its way, but we do expect sunshine. Today it looks like the warmest day we're going to have on our 5-day forecast. More about a cold front and cooler temperatures coming our way in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Jessica. New at noon, Channel 11 just learned a student in McKeesport has tested positive for COVID-19. The superintendent tells us the district was notified yesterday. The student attends Founders Hall Middle School. A letter was sent to parents yesterday, and the student has not been in class for a week.
If you are a parent or student in the city facing issues with online learning, leaders with Pittsburgh Public Schools are providing help.
Starting today, the district has established centers for people to come with tech questions, and Channel 11's Liz Kilmer is in the city with more.
Certainly, virtual learning has been a big adjustment, but now, launching today, the district has a new effort here at Obama Academy and several other schools to help families navigate through virtual learning. A computer support worker pulling up Monday morning for the first day of a new program launched by Pittsburgh Public Schools to help kids, parents, and guardians who are facing challenges with virtual learning. From 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. weekdays through Friday, October 2nd, families can receive in-person technology assistance at the following locations: Pittsburgh, Kappa, Carrick, King, Langley, and Obama. Walk-ins are okay, but folks are encouraged to make appointments on the district's website. You're asked to show up 10 minutes earlier and to expect a 20-minute session. Parents we spoke with think it's a good idea as they have faced some challenges.
It's still trial and error. There was a moment where there's a chat, I guess, and you're only supposed to chat with the teacher, but teacher explained there was a glitch, so the students are talking to each other outside of school. It's some chaos.
And once inside, you're asked to socially distance, to wear a mask. You're also asked to bring the students' login information, the device and charger. As for devices, well, we're told there's actually a surplus now. More on that and hear from a school official in a report I'm working on for 5. Back to you.
Yeah, the learning has a learning curve, doesn't it? Well, breaking at noon, Allegheny County just released new numbers of COVID cases.
Yeah, there were 73 new cases in the last 24 hours. Those cases come from 1,200 tests taken between August 27th and yesterday, although all but 3 of the tests were taken last week. The health department says there were no new deaths reported.
And this afternoon, County Health Director Dr. Deborah Bogan will give us an update on local cases. We're going to let you know where we stand. That's coming up beginning on Channel 11 News tonight at 5.
Also breaking, it's game on for Big Ten football. This morning, officials with the conference, which includes Penn State and Ohio State, said they will resume the fall football season. Teams will play each other or play 8 games total each. The first games are set for the weekend of October 23rd. The conference originally postponed fall sports because of the pandemic. The new plans comes with strict medical protocols, which includes daily COVID testing. The Big Ten Conference says they'll announce updates on other fall and winter sports shortly.
It's moving quickly. We are less than 50 days now until the election. Of course, voting will start well before that, or at least that is the plan.
State lawmakers are still trying to figure out how to make the election go as smoothly and as accurately as possible. Channel 11's Mike Holden joins us with what the governor wants to see happen now.
Governor Tom Wolf says we need to take action and work together as one ahead of the election. He says in order for this to be a success, all lawmakers must come together to ensure that each and every vote counts. The House State Government Committee is scheduled to meet today. They're set to talk about the election code and the overall setup. Time is ticking away as the election is now just 48 days out. Governor Wolf laid out 4 specific actions to improve the overall election process. First, starting with allowing counties to pre-canvass ballots ahead of Election Day. This means taking the mail-in ballots out of the envelopes to fold them. Secondly, requiring requested ballots to be sent out sooner. He wants 28 days ahead instead of 14. Third, allowing counties to be flexible in filling vacant poll worker jobs. And finally, number 4, allowing mail-in ballots to be counted as long as they're postmarked by Election Day and received by that Friday.
So I'm calling on the General Assembly to act this week to make sure that our local election officials have the tools, they have the resources they need to process votes in a timely manner.
And ballots should have started going out to voters Monday, but are delayed because of a slew of lawsuits. A spokesperson for the Department of State told us there's no need to worry. Counties will have plenty of time to print and send out mail-in ballots, adding normally ballots are finalized 3 to 5 weeks out. And I'm now working to get reaction from both sides of the political aisle for Channel 11 News starting at 5 o'clock tonight. Reporting this afternoon, Mike Holden, Channel 11 News.
Today, Governor Tom Wolf will renew his call to legalize recreational marijuana. He says it will create thousands of jobs amid record unemployment and bring in hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue. That money could be used to fund grants for hard-hit small businesses. Republican leaders in Harrisburg are not in favor of the move. Channel 11 has a crew in Harrisburg for the governor's event, and we'll have more coverage tonight on Channel 11 News starting at 5.
Senators are questioning the Trump administration today as the nation prepares for a potential COVID-19 vaccine. As our Washington, D.C. correspondent Jacqueline Fell shows us, federal health officials are defending the administration's response amid some tough criticism.
Shortly before the hearing began, the federal government rolled out plans to begin distributing COVID-19 vaccines to Americans later this year or early January of next year. The head of the CDC and other federal health officials are testifying about the Trump administration's response to the pandemic. Leaders say there are promising results in the race to develop a vaccine. The chairman of the Senate panel noted that even after all these months, there's still so much we don't know about the virus. He noted that has hindered the public health response. The CDC director says Congress must commit to prioritizing public health.
Years of underinvestment in public health have led to a system that has been sorely tested by the current pandemic.
Democratic senators weren't as forgiving. They say the Trump administration is threatening the public's trust in the government by not taking the virus seriously enough, especially early on. The CDC director is also warning of a very difficult fall when the coronavirus and the flu will collide and likely cause a second wave of hospitalizations. Reporting outside Washington, Jacqueline Fell, Channel 11 News.
And we expect to get a better idea about the health of the economy today. Central bank officials will gather for policy meetings, and a number of items are on the agenda. In statements since the last meeting, Fed officials have been cautious on pandemic-era growth. Chairman Jerome Powell has said that it will likely take years before short-term interest rates rise from their current levels near zero. Powell will give an update later today on any changes that the Fed plans to make.
A man shot during the 2016 mass shooting in Wilkinsburg has died from complications of his injury. 51-year-old John Ellis was rushed to the hospital on Friday and passed away yesterday. His injuries left him paralyzed. 5 people and an unborn baby were killed that night in Wilkinsburg. A trial in the shooting ended this year with a not guilty verdict.
Last night, family, friends, and strangers gathered to remember a little girl on what would have been her 3rd birthday. Nalani Johnson's memory is very much alive. Her image could be seen all around at last night's event in Penn Hills, even on T-shirts. Friends she used to play with were there to celebrate, too. Nalani's mother planned this birthday party for her daughter and for the entire community.
I was really excited. That's why I opened it up to the whole community so everybody can come and celebrate her life.
We got the cake, we have the ice cream, we have the candles, and the only thing that's missing is her.
Oh, so sad. County police arrested Sharina Nancy for Nalani's death nearly 2 months after her body was found. Nancy is charged with criminal homicide and kidnapping. This building has been sitting empty for a while, so what's holding up plans to redevelop it?
And getting back to normal, almost. The steps in place to safely restart jury trials in Allegheny County.
You're streaming WPXI Now, your source for breaking news, weather, and original local shows. Murder, mystery, and the missing. Justice Rules profiles real-life crime stories. Tuesdays at 9 p.m. right here on WPXI Now.
Nobody can read between the lines.
She's an 18-year-old girl. She got a settlement. You saw a little money. You wanted a big red truck.
Like Judge Judy.
Shiny, shiny, shiny red truck.
Judge Judy, weekdays at 4 and 4:30 on Channel 11.
What's new?
What's now and what's next every morning
on Channel 11 Morning News.
New at noon, drug maker Eli Lilly says its antibody drug has shown to reduce hospitalizations in some coronavirus patients. The phase 2 trial included about 450 patients who were recently diagnosed with mild to moderate cases. Those given the treatment had a lower rate of being hospitalized or visiting the ER. The company says that there were no reports of any serious adverse effects.
Allegheny County is restarting jury trials next month. Some of those trials will be held at the David L. Lawrence Convention Center. Jury selection was put on hold because of the pandemic, and the spread of COVID-19 has been a big concern, especially after an outbreak at the county courthouse. Channel 11's Amy Hudak talked to a lawyer and potential jurors about the decision.
It's not going to be easy, but I believe that, we will have a safe path forward.
Just over a month from now, the David L. Lawrence Convention Center will have a new identity, at least until the end of the year. Jury selection and trials for civil and some criminal cases will be held here. A temperature check and COVID-19 screening required at the door. Lawyers tell us with the backlog of cases they're seeing, it's necessary to get back to business.
We want to make sure, obviously, first and foremost, that everybody's safe. And that we're not exposing anybody to any unnecessary risks. But the justice system is an important aspect of our society.
But the spread of COVID-19 remains a real concern, one that's personal for defense attorney Patrick Nightingale. His good friend Russ Broman died of COVID-19 in July. Broman was an assistant district attorney and was adamant he contracted the virus at the Allegheny County Courthouse.
Russ, I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry. You should be retiring. Not looking down on us.
Nightingale was among a group of lawyers who sounded the alarm about COVID-19 concerns at the courthouse, including cases among court employees and prosecutors. He says he's now comfortable returning if necessary.
Do I wish the conditions were perfect? Absolutely. Do I wish that we had vaccines that would, protect us all? Absolutely. We don't, so we do the best we can.
That also means protecting jurors who are fulfilling their civic duty.
The biggest thing people would probably be concerned about is just being inside in a secluded room.
For Nightingale, it's a responsibility to keep the community safe while letting the justice system play out.
It's not just me. It's not just my client. It's not just court personnel, but it's also, citizens of Allegheny County who are coming in to perform their civic duty to serve as jurors. And we must absolutely do everything that we can to keep them safe, too.
Amy Hudak, Channel 11 News.
For criminal cases with defendants who are in jail or accused of violent crimes, the trials will take place in a designated room at the courthouse. The public will have to watch the proceedings in a separate room. New at noon, beginning October 1st, Penndot will resume issuing real IDs. Penndot stopped issuing the IDs in March because of the pandemic, and the Homeland Security Department also pushed back the start date to October 2021. After that date, unless you have a passport, you'll need to get the ID to get on a commercial flight onto most federal property. You can get a real ID at driver's license centers.
New legislation is making its way through Harrisburg that would block the governor from shutting down houses of worship during emergencies. The bill would ban governors from infringing on anyone's ability to assemble for worship or to travel to their place of worship. Governor Tom Wolf hasn't closed houses of worship during the pandemic, but he has asked religious leaders to make changes. That bill now heads to the Senate.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
Happy Wednesday, nice midday temperatures as you may head out to lunch pretty soon. May want to eat lunch outside. We have nice weather for it. 66 degrees in Pittsburgh, 67 in Greensburg, 71 in Beaver, and 69 in Washington. Maybe you need to wash your car for today as you go into the weekend. Don't have to worry about it. Temperatures will be pretty nice. We are warming though near 80 for this afternoon. Still keeping a good dose of sunshine, still dealing with the haziness in the air though from the West Coast smoke overhead, so just keep that in mind. 78 is the projected high for Pittsburgh. May get very close to 80 degrees down in Morgantown. Overall pretty warm temperatures for today. Lower humidity today, nice and comfortable. A slight uptick in humidity for your Thursday. On the muggier side, could even see an isolated shower. We'll get more more into that in the next half hour. But after that cold front tomorrow, getting back to nice, comfortable conditions, also cooler conditions as well. Talking about the temperatures behind that cold front, the cooler air will really settle in this weekend. And for overnight lows, we're looking at overnight lows to be in the 40s. So some very good fall weather coming our way. Very chilly night. So as you start your days going into the weekend, definitely don't leave the house without a jacket. You may even need to grab something a little heavier, especially if you leave right before sunrise. So we are looking at some cool, significantly cooler air coming our way. Let's look at the tropics. Hurricane Sally, a big headliner in the news and weather. Made landfall early this morning as a Category 2. Now that is moved inland a little bit. Category 1 made landfall in Gulf Shores, Alabama. Right now, max sustained winds at 80 miles per hour. The red that you see here, those are hurricane warnings. Even though it is starting to weaken, still many impacts are expected. It's going to just move south of Montgomery, tropical storm. So it's going to continue to downgrade and dissipate. But again, many impacts, including heavy rainfall for portions of Alabama, Georgia, even into the Carolinas. And in the next half hour, I will go into more detail about how much rain those areas will be receiving. For our area, maybe just a stray shower tomorrow. Going into the weekend in the 60s for the high. Look at those overnight lows, a pretty significant drop from the upper 50s going into tonight into the lower 40s for the weekend. But this weekend looking nice and sunny.
All right, thanks, Jessica. It is a disaster season for the American Red Cross, and they need help between the wildfires burning out west to hurricanes in the Gulf, and resources are stretched pretty thin. That's why they're turning to you. They need volunteers, and they say you don't have to travel. There's plenty of things you can do right here in Western PA. You can contact the Red Cross to volunteer.
Looking for teachers, the steps the state is taking to quickly get more educators into the classrooms.
And filling a different need, how local groups are stepping in to make sure kids don't go home hungry.
Music is giving comfort to babies in the NICU. It's the perfect companion during the pandemic when family is limited. Local parents started the program after losing their child.
It makes us feel good to help other babies.
Spreading joy to the most vulnerable makes us proud to be from Pittsburgh.
Proud to be from Pittsburgh. Brought to you by your local Honda dealers. Great cars, great people. For a great deal on a Honda, visit shophonda.com.
Nobody can read between the lines like Judge Judy.
There are more than 450 new COVID-19 cases at Penn State. Despite the increase, though, students will continue in-person learning. Between Friday and Monday, 100 students tested positive, and results are pending for another 350. Penn State president says that they will monitor many factors beyond daily testing results, and that includes hospitalizations, community spread, and isolation capacity.
Local community and business organizations are coming together to make sure no student goes hungry. It's a bigger problem this year because many kids are learning from home and missing out on food they would have gotten while at school.
For other districts where students are attending school virtually, the reality for those kids is that school meals may not be that easily accessible.
The Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank's School Impact Grant Program is giving $30,000 in grants to 53 area schools, and Giant Eagle is committing $500,000 to food banks.
There is a proposal to address the teacher shortage this year. The plan would allow people with out-of-state certification to teach here in Pennsylvania. This would include new residents who recently moved or are looking to pursue a teaching career. It would also grant certification to anyone who has met national teaching standards or got a qualifying score on content tests toward development of education requirements.
Law enforcement will hold an active shooter drill on Saturday at Butler Middle School. According to our partners at Butler Radio, the school district gave permission for the drill during last night's board meeting. The drill will be held from 8:30 a.m. to at least 1 p.m.
Well, there are fewer than 50 days now until Election Day. The steps both presidential campaigns are taking right now to make sure your vote counts in November.
They shouldn't be killed for being sick.
Pennsylvania families grieving today. The changes they want to see so other families don't have to feel their pain.
Quiet but kind of on the warm side for this afternoon. Coming up, more details on how much cooler we can get this weekend and an update on Hurricane Sally.
You're streaming WPXI now. Channel 11 expands its streaming live newscasts. When other stations are national, Channel 11 News is local, right here at 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. on WPXI Now. Every candidate, every voice, every vote matters. From the campaign trail to your backyard, we're talking to the candidates about the big issues and to the voters who will decide the election. Channel 11 News, Decision 2020 coverage you can count on.
Watch the Kelly Clarkson Show at 1 p.m. on Channel 11, y'all, starting September 21st.
A redevelopment plan for the old Woolies building in the Strip District has been denied by the Planning Commission. According to our Business Times partners, the plan would have demolished the old cold storage building along Penn Avenue and Smallman Street, and that would be to make way for a new 21-story office tower. Every commission member voiced concerns about the scale and the size of the project, including lack of details and limits on public space. Severe Weather Team 11 meteorologist Jessica Faith joins us now again.
And Jessica, pretty warm this afternoon, but it's going to be much cooler this weekend.
Yeah, we have some changes on the way due to a cold front. So this afternoon, kind of on the warmer side, still looking dry with sunshine. Tomorrow, kind of switching things up with a stray shower in the mix, mainly for the afternoon hours. Many will continue to be dry and good to go. Going into the weekend, we're looking much cooler, especially first thing in the morning. More details coming up about how cool we're going to get in about 15 minutes. But looking at the next few hours, we will be warming near 80 degrees. Some may make it to that 80-degree mark, but most of the region will be in the upper 70s. A mix of sun and clouds, more sun than clouds. So overall looking good today. But just how cool are we going to get? More details in just a few minutes.
The presidential election is about to get underway. With 48 days to go, nearly half of all states will start early voting by this weekend.
And more are sending ballots straight to your mailbox. NBC's Tracy Potts has the latest on how President Trump and Joe Biden are crisscrossing the country to get your vote now.
Sir, why do you think that you're under... Today, Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden speaks to Democrats in the Senate about mobilizing voters after a trip to Florida where he courted veterans.
We're going to make sure that no veteran is locked out of treatment.
And Latino voters.
You can decide the direction of this country.
Polls are tight in Florida, with Biden lagging among Latinos, a group Hillary Clinton won easily 4 years ago.
I don't take anything for granted.
His running mate, Senator Kamala Harris, going after that same group in Nevada.
There are clear choices in this election. And so I urge everyone to, here in Nevada, vote and vote early.
President Trump, in an ABC town hall with George Stephanopoulos in Pennsylvania last night, defends his coronavirus response.
Could you have done more to stop it? I don't think so.
The president also defending why early on he withheld how deadly this virus could be.
I don't want to scare people. I don't want to make people panic. And you're not going to go out and say, oh, this is death, death, death. It is going to disappear.
The president still claims we'll have a vaccine within weeks, despite drug makers and health experts who say it'll be sometime next year. Tracy Potts, NBC News.
Joe Biden will be in Pennsylvania tomorrow for a CNN town hall. The network will select 90 people to go. The one-hour event is set for 8 p.m. in a parking lot at a ballpark near Biden's hometown of Scranton.
The Biden and Trump campaigns are ramping up for their legal strategies for mail-in ballots. With more people expected to vote by mail this year, both campaigns plan to have ballot counting watchers in battleground states. These ballot watchers will oversee and potentially challenge ballots if there are any issues. Doing so could slow states' ability to count votes and leave an opening for misinformation to take hold if it's a close race.
The longer it takes to count the ballots, the more of a vacuum there is for foreign adversaries and others who want to sow disinformation and reduce voter confidence.
The president claims that mail-in ballots, which require a signature, will lead to widespread fraud. Biden fired back, saying he believes it serves Trump's purpose to question the process. Well, while we look ahead to November, a look into primary results from June found that thousands of mail-in ballots were actually not counted.
And now state election officials are trying to make some changes for November. According to figures from the state, nearly 40,000 mail-in ballots were canceled by county election officials in the June primary. Half of those ballots were voided because they were returned late. Others had a problem with the signature on the outer envelope. On some, the post office marked them undeliverable, and other ballots were canceled if the same voter voted in person on Election Day. Some counties are trying to clean up any confusion. They're making sure rules are clearly posted, especially on mail-in ballots. If you have any questions, we have a special Decision 2020 section on WPXI.com and the WPXI News app.
A group of Allegheny County jail inmates is suing. They are claiming that staff there at the jail belittles, abuses, and mocks them because of their mental health. The lawsuit claims excessive use of solitary confinement, tying them to chairs, and implying that they should kill themselves. They're demanding a leadership change at the jail. Allegheny County officials say they will not comment on pending litigation.
The family of a man shot and killed by police in Lancaster say officers need better mental health training. Officers shot Ricardo Munoz on Sunday after he pulled a knife on them. His mother says that Munoz battled paranoid schizophrenia for a decade but was off his medication. His sister says all he needed was help.
When a person has mental issues, they shouldn't be treated like a criminal. They shouldn't be killed for being sick.
The shooting led to violent protests in Lancaster the next day, followed by arrests. The coroner ruled Munoz's death a homicide. The police department says it's looking into whether officers followed all training guidelines and policies, and the DA is investigating. A new report shows the pandemic has left the restaurant industry in limbo. The National Restaurant Association just released results of its survey. The group says nearly 100,000 restaurants have closed, either permanently or for the long term in the last 6 months. That's left nearly 3 million people out of work. The survey also found most restaurants are still struggling, and they don't expect things to get better. According to the National Restaurant Association, the industry is on track to lose $240 billion by the end of the year. Pennsylvania restaurants are in the same boat. The Pennsylvania Licensed Beverage and Tavern Association says 70% of hometown bars and restaurants will not survive the pandemic.
A new report from Congress blasts airplane maker Boeing over its handling of the 737 MAX program. The 737 MAX planes were grounded, you'll recall, after 2 separate crashes that killed 346 people. The report claims that Boeing intentionally downplayed the significance of the flight control system that the report concludes led to both of those crashes. According to Congress, Boeing missed opportunities to prevent the accidents. That includes Boeing's efforts to cut back on pilot training. Boeing says it, quote, learned many hard lessons, unquote, from the crashes and incorporated feedback from multiple investigations and reviews into its redesign of the plane. Culture and health still to come on Channel 11 News at noon. How COVID relief funding will help local museums weather the economic turndown.
News is happening in your neighborhood. Channel 11 News is there.
We're in McCandless, Cranberry, and Butler. We cover news everywhere you live, not just downtown. We're in Aliquippa, Coriopolis, and Moon.
Bringing you stories that impact your town. That's what makes Channel 11 News different.
More local news from more neighborhoods. That's a fact. We're in Bethel Park, South Park, and Mount Lebanon. When you want news from where you live,
watch Channel 11 News at 5.
Watch Channel 11 News at 6.
Followed by NBC Nightly News at 6:30.
Washington County Commissioners are setting aside a portion of the county's $18 million in CARES Act funding to help small businesses and nonprofits. Commissioners announced that they are setting up a $7.5 million grant program. It will help small businesses and nonprofits that were severely impacted by the pandemic.
As Las Vegas slowly comes back to life after the pandemic shutdown, visitors will see some big changes. MGM Resorts announced a significant policy change. Park MGM and Nomad Hotels will become the only resorts on the city strip to go smoke and vape free when they reopen on September 30th. It is a historic change for the strip. Some casinos have tried smoke-free gaming in the past, but the move never caught on. The hotel said that they're making the change now because guests keep asking for it.
The Wolf administration has awarded $20 million in relief funding to museums and cultural organizations in Pennsylvania, and several of our local organizations are on that list. The Pittsburgh Zoo and PPG Aquarium was awarded $500,000. The National Aviary got more than $220,000. And the Children's Museum of Pittsburgh got more than $301,000. The grants are to offset the lost revenue during the pandemic.
We need to work on the goal of having the faces of our physician community match the faces of our overall community.
Why doctors say diversity is needed in the medical field, especially now.
Up next, I have an update on Hurricane Sally and a closer look at what we can expect going into the weekend.
WPXI Now. When a major story breaks, this is where you'll find 24-hour coverage. From the Channel 11 newsroom to our crews live in the field, we'll bring you the information you need right now. WPXI Now. Always on when you want the latest on breaking news. Channel 11 News investigates and digs deeper.
They're not getting the care that they deserve.
I can't do what I was trained to do.
And now we're seeing action.
The FBI today searched Brighton Rehab.
It's about time.
Count on Channel 11 News. Watch David Johnson and Peggy Finnegan on Channel 11 News at 5.
The pandemic is amplifying healthcare inequities across the nation as racial and ethnic minority groups continue to be disproportionately impacted by the virus.
One piece of fixing this complex puzzle is increasing diversity in healthcare. It's a process that begins in medical school and even earlier. NBC's Sarah Dolph explains.
Those
those who stand on the front lines of the pandemic taking a knee this summer against racial injustice and health disparities.
Racism is a pandemic, too.
While studies show minority patients benefit from having doctors with similar backgrounds, just 5% of active physicians are black and less than 6% Latino. Medical schools and teaching hospitals are increasingly pledging to diversify student bodies and faculty.
It can be done, and we can make a difference.
Dr. Henri Ford is dean of the University of Miami's Miller School of Medicine. Already, the school has a program for minority high school and college students pursuing healthcare careers. Dr. Ford is working to build a pipeline starting even earlier.
We have to make sure that our black and brown children can actually pass reading comprehension in third grade, because otherwise the pool has already shrunken considerably. We won't have enough of them to work with to get into high school and prepare them for college.
Nationwide, the pandemic is adding to the challenge as extracurriculars like job shadows, research, and summer programs that can carry increased importance from candidates from underrepresented backgrounds are canceled. The American Medical Association is addressing inequalities via initiatives that include its newly formed Center for Health Equality.
We need to work on the goal of having the faces of our physician community match the faces of our overall community.
Changes that lead to stronger doctor-patient communication, trust, and ultimately care. Sarah Dolph, NBC News.
There are plans in the works to bring down an old restaurant on Mount Washington, but it is not going to be easy. That building is right on Grandview Avenue near the Duquesne Incline and Lamont restaurant. The building has been abandoned now for a while. There's a plan to demolish it and turn it into a 3-story single-family home with 2 garages. During the city's planning commission meeting yesterday, the architect said the existing building never had the proper foundation.
Modifying the existing building was very challenging, adding additional weight. The structural engineer that took a look at it said we really couldn't do a whole lot with it given the existing foundations and the location of it.
The City Zoning and Development Review Division says the proposed design has been accepted and there are no design concerns. A second geotechnical report will be conducted after the demolition.
A new business is opening in Butler County, and they're looking to hire. RPP says it needs more than 40 people for its new facility in East Butler. The company makes automotive products. It also started making hand sanitizer in April. The new site should be open by October. Contact the company for more information on the jobs.
Kraft Heinz is selling off its natural cheese business. The $3.2 billion sale to a French dairy company includes Cracker Barrel and Breakstone cheese. The sale does not include Philadelphia cream cheese, Cheese Whiz, or their mac and cheese. That sale is part of larger cost reductions. The Pittsburgh-based company plans to cut costs by $2 billion through 2024.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
Update on Hurricane Sally still impacting the Gulf Coast right around Alabama and the panhandle of Florida, only moving about 5 miles per hour toward the north-northeast. That's significant because it will be giving impacts right around the same area instead of spreading it out. So the impacts include flooding and high damaging winds. That's what we're tracking with Hurricane Sally. The latest update around 11 o'clock right now, a Category 1 hurricane with max sustained winds at 80 miles per hour. Still expected to give destructive winds. A good bit of rain, storm surge. It did make landfall this morning, early this morning in Gulf Shores, Alabama. Greatest threats to southern Alabama, the panhandle of Florida, southern Mississippi, and I would even add in western portions of Georgia. So through Sunday, going to continue to give southern Alabama a lot of rain, about 10 to 15 inches of rain as we go toward the Carolinas, where that track will take it. Going toward the end of the week, could see rain totals around 4 to 6 inches of rain for portions of the Carolinas into Virginia. As far as our weather here, we are nice and dry. Good bit of sunshine. Still a good bit of haze out there, though, from the smoke from the west coast moving our way. Right now for your midday temperature, 66 degrees, many close to 70 right now, which is not bad for our forecast. We will continue to raise temperatures, and today's high will be the warmest temperature we will have on our 5-day forecast. More on that in just a minute. Dry today. Very spotty, isolated shower for tomorrow, mainly during the afternoon hours. Most will stay dry. A cold front moves through, and then we're dry for the rest of this week. So taking a look at what you could see for tomorrow, again, through the morning looking dry. Very isolated, very spotty for tomorrow. We could even see a shower around I-80, but overall looking at quiet conditions as we go toward the end of the week. And here is your 5-day forecast. Again, a cold front moving through tomorrow. We will see a pretty decent drop in temperatures, going from near 80 into the low to mid 60s at the end of the week. Still getting a good dose of sunshine, though. Partly cloudy for tomorrow, mostly sunny for Friday. Good bit of sunshine for Saturday and Sunday, but look at these overnight lows. Very chilly starts. So if you do plan to leave early in the morning, head out and about early in the day for this weekend, make sure you have a jacket or a sweater ready. And then temperatures only rising into the 60s this weekend, but at least we have the sunshine.
Well, there's no such thing as a fireproof home, but one architect says he can build one that comes close. How he's doing it after the break.
Right now, local steals and deals.
Hey, Lisa Robertson here with Local Steals and Deals, and oh my gosh, you are going to want to hear this. This is the Clean Light Air. I love this, and right now I'm just thinking of how many I'm going to get, so here's why. This little device can clean a room up to 160 square feet. What do I mean by clean? I mean this cleans the air. There's a HEPA filter in here. It's a HEP13 HEPA filter that cleans the air 360 degrees around. It actually takes 99% of the particles out of the air. Particles as small as smoke and dust and pet dander and pollen and all of VOCs and all those things nobody wants to be breathing in, takes them out, right? But then there's more, because after it goes through the HEPA filter, it goes through a UVC LED light that kills, wait for it, 99.99% of the bacteria and germs, takes out 99% of the bad particles, and then kills 99.99% of the bacteria and germs. So this is one where I think, wait a minute, number one, I want one of these, and I want one in my kitchen. That's where I tend to spend my time. I want one that I can take with me in the car when I'm riding around. I want one that can be, in the office when I'm working. This is something I was thinking, wait a minute. I have a niece who's going to be going off to college. I really want to get her one of these for her dorm room. I have a nephew who's studying at home. I want to get one of these for him for one in his bedroom when he's in there studying all the time. I want to get one of these for my dad. He and his wife are home all the time. This is a time when we're all trying to do those basic common sense things to make ourselves safer, make our families safer, make the people we love safer. Isn't it amazing that it can be as small and simple as this is? Oh, it even works for aromatherapy. You can use essential oils, make the air smell great, and charge your cell phone while you're using it. All of this is 25% off on localsteals.com. I wish I had more time because, oh my gosh, is it amazing. But trust when I tell you, you're going to want a lot of them. I know I do.
Breaking News Desk is really an invaluable tool.
You're going to get breaking news as it's happening. You can be assured that everything I tell you is something that's important that's going to impact your day.
We have an anchor now dedicated to following the latest information as it comes in.
I know the neighborhoods. I know the school districts, and that really helps to inform you so that you know if something is going to impact your family.
As soon as she gets that information, the Breaking News Desk is able to go on air, bring that information to you and share it.
That is a resource no one else has. If you see me on the Breaking News Desk, you know it's an important story.
What's new?
What's now and what's next every morning
on Channel 11 Morning News.
The church is gone.
As the West Coast deals with several deadly fires, many are scrambling to protect their homes and their safety.
Now a home builder says he's developed a way to build a new type of house that is far more fire resistant. At first glance, this home doesn't look much different than a traditional wood building. These pictures show the steel framework in place instead of wood beams. And that's not the only fire resistant feature. The architect says the outer walls are made of aerial concrete, and it can withstand flames and theoretically limit the impact of embers that get into vents. No structure is absolutely fireproof in a major fire, but its designer says a steel home has a much better chance.
Very interesting. Well, that's all for Channel 11 News at noon. Our next newscast comes up tonight at 5 o'clock.
You can get breaking news updates anytime at our streaming apps. Just search WPXI on Apple TV, Roku, or Amazon Fire. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.
I like people to be honest, not stupid.
Nobody brings the truth to life.
Is that what you want me to believe?
Nobody can read between the lies.
I'm 5'9", and I have a body like Christy Brinkley. Do you believe that?
Like Judge Judy.
She's an 18-year-old girl. She got a settlement. You saw a little money. You wanted a big red truck. Shiny, shiny, shiny red truck. I still love this job.
Judge Judy, weekdays at 4 and 4:30 on Channel 11.